Hey everyone, I'm back. I know, it's been a while, right? Hopefully the screen doesn't shake too much. I'm kind of out in the world right now. I've decided that I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach. I'm going to make some videos that are a little bit different and kind of invite you all to join me on my journey through this conceptual journey towards a new society. And it's going to be messier. It won't be as organized as my previous videos, but hopefully it'll help get to some of the ideas I have in my head out to people. And as always, I hope to help people look at things in a little bit of a different way, maybe, than they had before. And hopefully make some progress from that. So I suppose the first thing I should mention is that for some time now, I haven't really been thinking about the social structure that I'm working towards as a resource-based economy. For myself, in my own mind, I've been using the term human economy, and I'll tell you why. So when you're using these terms for a economic structure, you're naming what they're based off of. So currency-based economy, obviously, is based off of money. You're asking, how do we get the money to do this when you're trying to do something? Resource-based economy is based off of resources. How do we get the resources to do this? Human economy, obviously, would be based off of people. But the idea is that rather than asking where you're getting resources, you're asking who is going to do this, this thing that is needed. Let's take power production, for instance, for an example. Say, and it doesn't matter what kind, could be hydroelectric, it could be wind or solar or whatever it happens to be. So the first question you ask is, what do we need? Well, we need power. Everyone needs power. So the second question is, what do we need to produce that power? First thing you ask is, can it be automated? If it can't, you're going to ask who is going to do that. For example, if you need to build the facility, you're going to ask who is going to procure the resources, the materials for building, who is going to do the construction, who's going to do maintenance on the structures and on the machines, all of those things. And like a lot of things I do, it may seem like a small difference, but to me it's an important one. Because you're basing everything then in the human factor. You're saying that we're going to figure out what we need to solve our problems, and then someone is going to take care of that work. Whereas right now we kind of have work as an end to itself, work to create money, to make money for yourself, to put into the system so that the system works. It's not about fixing our problems. So, quick example that I just happen to have here of a conceptual difference. So I happen to be by this building was a business that closed fairly recently. You see, no one's there, parking lot's empty. And looking at this, you could see one of two things. You could see a waste of resources. You could see that people lost their jobs, they're not getting money. You can see this as a very negative thing. This is not contributing to the socioeconomic system. Or you can see it as a positive. In a system that doesn't require money, This could be a symbol of work that doesn't need to be done, people that are freed up to do other things, to address other needs that people have, and land that can be purposed to other things, to things that people need. So to me, conceptualization is very important. Another conceptual point that just came to me recently, and I'll provide a little bit of context on this. At my work, I've been trying to get into what I'm calling employee engagement. It goes rather beyond what I think most people would consider employee engagement. My purpose in what I'm doing is to try to improve people's lives. You take the concept that most people spend about a third of their lives at work. And most people don't like work. They don't like what they do. They tolerate it, and that's about it. They're there for money, for the most part. And it's easy to tell this if you just listen to people. Certainly when I listen to people at my work, I hear them talking. And they're not happy with where they are. So everything that I'm doing to try and improve people's lives, to make them psychologically happier, to make them more comfortable in who they are and where they are. And this extends out beyond work into the world at large, their relationships with their family and with their friends, with the world at large. Everything connects, as with most things. So I was working on this the other day, and I was thinking rather absently about my approach and how the work that I was doing was the goal and the motive was benefiting others, doing things that benefited others, finding problems to make people's lives better, to solve problems that people have. And it strikes me that this is kind of the mentality that should be cultivated, rather than working to make things, to make money, to acquire, to profit. That when we work, we should be doing so with the goal in mind of solving a problem for people, for society, and improving people's lives. I don't know if this kind of thing is going to connect with a lot of people other than me, but again, for me, it's important. All right, so to recap, human economy, strip things down, figure out what we need, and who's going to do the work to provide that. Motivations and goals should always be about what benefits people and what improves people's lives. In the future, I think I'm going to be going all over a lot of the concepts and the work I've been trying to do, working the problems and concepts, going over some of the work I've been trying to do in figuring out how to ease people into the mindset and the culture that would cultivate a money-free system. People outside this country may be aware that we're currently in a partial governmental shutdown. I've started a project that I'm hoping to encourage people to take ownership of the things that the government currently pays for and remove that threat that the government currently holds over us of shutting down our services and of taking away our paychecks as well. So a number of things I'm working on that I'm going to try to discuss a little bit, even though they're not complete and they're still, some of them still in very early stages. But I'm going to try to bring you along with me. And maybe you can help me figure out some of the things that need to be worked around and ways to look at things. But for now, I think I'm going to take off. I'm going to have to get to work. I'll see you next time.